Some evangelical leaders are trying to fight back against online conspiracies gaining popularity in their ranks. According to an opinion piece in the New York Times, last month the executive editor of The Biblical Recorder, a North Carolina-based Southern Baptist newspaper, grew increasingly concerned after seeing other Southern Baptists share posts from QAnon accounts. QAnon is a baseless viral conspiracy theory that claims, among other things, that a group of left-wing satanic pedophiles are secretly plotting a coup against President Trump. Sarah Posner is the writer behind that piece. She is a reporting fellow at Type Investigations and the author of the book Unholy, Why White Evangelicals Worship at the Altar of Donald Trump. Sarah, thank you very much for joining us. So evangelicals on the whole have been unwavering in their support for the president. What motivated the people that you interviewed to go after QAnon, and who are these people?
Well, Seth Brown, whose quote you read in the intro there, is a Southern Baptist who's the editor of a Southern Baptist newspaper. And he was increasingly concerned that he saw his fellow Southern Baptists sharing conspiracy theories, even if they were unaware of what QAnon is or that it was from QAnon. They were sharing it with their friends on Facebook. Another evangelical that I interviewed for the piece had seen evangelical pastors promoting a QAnon conspiracy theory that the coronavirus pandemic is a hoax. So they're both concerned about the spread of anti-government, baseless, kind of crazy conspiracy theories, as well as the danger to people's physical well-being and life itself by spreading conspiracy theories that the pandemic is a hoax.
So how do they measure success?
The pastors or the leaders who are trying to oppose QAnon?
Yes, right. What is their metric here for trying to kind of quantify whether they may be making some progress?
Well, I don't know that they can quantify it overall, but hopefully they hear back. So, for example, Seth Brown heard back from fellow pastors, he said about a dozen in North Carolina, who said, thank you very much for writing this, because we see people in our congregation sharing these things or talking about these conspiracy theories. I don't know that it's possible to quantify the number of people you might have convinced not to listen to QAnon, but it's also very intersected intersected with evangelicals' support for Trump. And so to the extent that some of the QAnon content is supportive or purports to defend President Trump, I think a lot of evangelicals who support Trump might be drawn to it for that reason.
Right. You cite a civics survey from a few weeks ago showing a third of Republicans believe the QAnon theory is mostly true, and nearly another quarter believe that some parts are true. How has QAnon taken hold among Republicans and evangelicals? And is it clear why these ideas are finding such a receptive audience among some?
Well, I think in large part it has to do with evangelicals' longstanding opposition to government, particularly government they see as being run by liberals who are against their values and their religion. None of that is true, of course, but this is itself a conspiracy theory that has been longstanding in evangelical circles. So the idea that satanic forces within the government are engaged in child sexual abuse dovetails with many of the conspiracy theories that evangelicals have believed for a long time, such as that Hillary Clinton is a criminal or Bill Clinton was a criminal, both in and out of office. And evangelicals believe that they're engaged in spiritual warfare, particularly in protecting President Trump from perceived enemies, the Democratic Party, liberals. And so to the extent that QAnon intersects with some of these ideas that were already taking hold or have taken hold for decades among conservative evangelicals, QAnon in some ways seem to make sense to them, or if it comes through their social media, is easily shareable because it sort of confirms their previously existing beliefs in conspiracy theories.
All right. Well, Sarah Posner, Sarah, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Elaine.